The biggest scandal you may not have seen. A former IT aide to Debbie Wasserman Schultz is now reportedly under investigation for selling U.S. secrets to Russia and Pakistan. Sarah Carter is an investigative reporter for Circuit News, and she joins us right now with more on this. And Sarah, you know, everybody had assumed somehow the Russians were behind this leak of DNC emails. Might this gentleman in any way be connected to any of this?
I believe so. I mean, I think there's an ongoing investigation, but just look at the facts here, Trish. I mean, they had access to the DNC servers. They had been working there, Imran specifically, for a decade. They had taken $4 million prior to being hired. They weren't even vetted properly. They could easily be spies for Pakistan's ISI, which is like our CIA, or they could have been selling information to the Russians, and not only the Russians, but think about it, Pakistan's very close relationship with the Chinese. So I think that the Inspector General, when they saw all of this smoke around this investigation last year and turned it over for a criminal probe, I think right now the FBI and everybody else is saying, whoa, wait a minute. These people had access to some of the most classified information that our House Intelligence Committee, Senate Intelligence Committee, and Foreign Affairs Committee had inside those servers. So we have to ask those very specific questions.
I think they're important questions to ask. I mean, but we're making a leap here. I mean, I think it's fair to say that if this person did this, he doesn't have the best moral character in that he's allegedly stealing and overbilling to the tune of $4 million. So if he's willing to do anything for a buck, who's to say he wouldn't be paid by some foreign government to actually release these emails or to steal secrets? I mean, that's where it takes you, right? You wonder, was there perhaps a spy in the midst of Debbie Wasserman Schultz's operation?
Yeah, you have to wonder that. You have to wonder why she defended him so vehemently, even to the point where she fought the Capitol Hill police on not accessing a laptop that belonged to her, which has now been turned over to investigators. You know, they tried to turn the story around and say, well, people are only going after Aoun because he's a Muslim. And that is not the case whatsoever. You know, I've spent a large majority of my career, Trish, in Pakistan and Afghanistan, and I can tell you this, the Pakistanis have one of the most sophisticated spy networks in the world, and our CIA knows that, and others know that as well, and they have very close connections with what we consider some of our biggest foes, Russia and China. So we'd have to ask those questions.
Sarah, let's think about what needs to happen next. I mean, there are a lot of questions here, right? Nobody's really asking these questions, by the way. Amazingly, you see so many leaks on the Trump administration and lots of questions about Russia, etc. And I'm not saying that some of it may not be justified. I mean, if the Russians interfered in our election, that's a big problem. But maybe they were somehow interfering through this guy, too. I mean, shouldn't that be on the table? What's the next step to try and get to the bottom of it?
Well, absolutely. What they're going to be looking at, Trish, and I think you're absolutely right. We want to know the truth wherever that truth leads. But what they're going to be looking at is what information was sent to overseas servers. So what we know for sure right now, according to law enforcement, even to some of the people that I've been speaking to, sources on Capitol Hill and senior law enforcement officials, is that some of the information that was in those servers was sent overseas. And this is very, very dangerous, because if there was classified information in there, or even personal emails between people in the Senate and others that they believe that could be used for blackmail, I guarantee you that the FBI is not only going to be questioning Aoun, they're going to be questioning Debbie Wasserman Schultz, they're going to be questioning other people in the Senate, they're going to try to figure out what was sent overseas and for what purposes. This will probably be, Trish, one of the biggest stories of the year when all is said and done.
All right, certainly lots of questions. Sarah Carter, thank you very much.
Thank you.